Hey everyone, what is going on? So we are doing more Sinister Cup battles, of course, and I'm using a Pokemon that's been requested for quite a while, or basically since the Sinister Cup has been announced. So that's going to be Girafarig. So let's see, my opponent's team is going to be that Cresselia, Drifblim, Poliwrath, Haunter, Alolan Marowak, and Steelix, and my team will consist of Poliwrath, Empoleon, Drifblim, Steelix, Alolan Marowak, and Girafarig. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at Girafarig as a Confusion user and see how it does in this cup, because it seems to be like a solid option. Now if you take a look at that first game, nothing came up in terms of icon, so I couldn't tap anything. That's why I didn't do any damage. So because of that, I was not able to knock out the Cresselia, and that is going to cost me this match because we totally glitched out there. I don't know what happened, but yeah, he's going, and then I'm going to bring in my Poliwrath. He brings in his Haunter. I do go ahead and go for that Ice Punch, trying to redeem the match, or the game I should say. But yeah, that really cost us because we were not able to knock out that Cresselia. But you know, he's going to go ahead, get off a Shadow Punch. We do survive that and knock out that Haunter, and then he brings in his Steelix, which actually will get a move off before we get our move, unfortunately, which will knock us out. And Girafarig is not going to be good against Steelix. I mean, we're lagging again, but Steelix is going to be able to get to Crunch, and Crunch is a dark move, so it's not really going to do well. We might have had a different outcome had we not lagged, but again, it's okay. It's okay, so he does go ahead and get off his Crunch against us, and that does quite a bit of damage to Girafarig. It doesn't knock us out, but it does a lot of damage, and then we bring in Drifblim. We did get the buff, but it's just not enough, although it was super close. You saw how close it was, so if our Poliwrath didn't get that lag, we would have won because it was that close. We would have been able to knock out that Steelix, but that's okay. That's okay. Oh, Drifblim got the lag, not Poliwrath. But anyway, we're going into Game 2, beginning with Poliwrath, and he does lead with that Drifblim and hitting us with an Ominous Wind. Now, he said that he got the buff. Obviously, I didn't see it because I just went for the Ice Punch, which is why he's going to definitely block to save that buff. So he had the buff on Drifblim, which is definitely unfortunate for us. I am going to block because I can get off another Ice Punch. And as we do get off another Ice Punch against his Drifblim, and that is going to be met with a shield. Bringing in that Girafarig, he does switch into his Poliwrath, and we almost get to the Thunderbolt, but not quite. Gonna go ahead and shield up this Power Up Punch. We would have survived it, but I still decided to shield it up and go for this Thunderbolt, which will knock out the Poliwrath. He brings in his Alolan Marowak, and we're trying to get to a Thunderbolt, and are we able to get to it? Yes, we are. So we do go ahead and get to that Thunderbolt, and that is almost going to knock out Marowak, but not quite. Not quite, so he will be able to go for Bone Club, and we actually survive and then knock out his Alolan Marowak. And then he brings in Drifblim, and he goes for an Ominous Wind, and guess what, guys? He gets a second buff, so that's 2 buffs. So I'm like, oh gosh, no. Would we have pulled this off with just the 1 buff? No, I don't think so. I still think he would have knocked us out anyway. I'm pretty confident we still would have lost. But he's actually able to get to his move before I'm able to get to it. So very close. I mean, obviously we would have had that game had he not gotten the buffs. But that is okay. It happens. That's why Ominous Wind is so good and Drifblim is so good. But let's go on to the next game. So not doing too hot. So for this game we lead with Drifblim, and he leads with Cresselia. And look how much damage Cresselia is not taking from all those ghost moves from my Drifblim. I mean, the charge move did well, but its fast move Hex is not doing a lot of damage to Cresselia, just because of how tanky Cresselia is. So Cresselia really a strong Pokemon for this cup, and one I would definitely use and try out if I had it, but unfortunately I don't. I traded all my Cresselia for Cresselia trying to get it, and I wasn't able to get one below 1500, unfortunately, so I can't use it, at least not yet, but there's always hope for the future. If it ever goes into a research box, it will become available for the Great League for everybody. So we do bring in my Girafarig, taking resistant damage from that Drifblim, so able to knock it out. He does bring in his Poliwrath, and I thought that was interesting because he actually does get off his charge move. I'm going to go and let it go off, which is going to be a Power Up Punch, and we actually click on the Thunderbolt, trying to knock out that Poliwrath, and he's going to go ahead and shield that one. and I believe we knock him out first. Yes, we do. We do go ahead and knock out Poliwrath, and then he brings in Cresselia, and Girafarig will be able to finish off Cresselia. So, thanks a lot, Girafarig. Able to win that one. And now we're going to go ahead and go into another game. For this game, we do lead with the Alolan Marowak. He does lead with his Poliwrath, so not really good for us because the bubbles are doing a lot of damage. But I decide to continue to charge up. I know I could take this Power Up Punch, or even if it was a nice punch, we could easily take it. And we go straight for the Shadow Ball, hoping he would think it was a Bone Club and not Shield. So that's what happens. And then we pull this switch into Girafarig. He actually switches out into Haunter. Now, he said that was a mistake on his end. He did not realize that Haunter was a poison. Like, he knows Haunter's a poison type, but he wasn't thinking of poison when he switched in. So that was definitely a mistake on his end. He should have switched into the Steelix. But it happens, you know, I've miss-switched before. You know, we've all done it, I'm sure. So just doing as much damage as I can on that Steelix. I'm going to let Girafarig go down because Girafarig is not a good counter to Steelix at all. But we're in a pretty good position, so I'm going to bring in my Poliwrath, and we're going to be able to get off this power-up punch, which I expect to be shielded as it is. So he's going to get off his move. I decided to block it in case it is an Earthquake, as it is, so that's a good shield on my end, not worth the risk, even if it was a crunch. Now, we do lag here a little bit, and I was like, I'm curious if he's attacking. You know, he might win this if I can't get a move off, but we do get off the power-up punch, and this is going to be able to knock out his Steelix. As you can see, more lag. A lot of lag and glitch. A lot of lag and glitches in this video, but, you know, it was still fun, you know, so I decided to just show the games. So we're going to go ahead and jump into another one, and I lead with Steelix, he leads with his Cresselia, so I'm not too concerned with this matchup because we do have the crunch. So we're just trying to see. I think both of us were lagging, but I do get off my crunch against his Cresselia. He does go ahead and shield it. I don't think I would have shielded that because I don't think it would have done too much to a Cresselia, but we'll see. Future Sight. We resisted, but still doing a decent amount. We get off another crunch against that Cresselia. Yeah, as you can see, not really doing a whole lot of damage to it. But we get off another crunch against Cresselia, and we're hoping to either knock it out or take a shield, and we don't knock it out. Okay, so we do not knock it out, but I was hoping I would. He does get off Future Sight. We take it, and then we finish off Cresselia. So it was a close match, but at least we took a shield against that Cresselia, so you could see how long Cresselia can survive. So definitely recommend using it, or at the very least trying it out. I should have went for the crunch. I was trying to get to an Earthquake, but I knew I couldn't, so it was a bad move on my end. He switches into his Alolan Marowak. I don't think I would have done that switch just because Steelix is a pretty decent counter to it, although maybe it's not super great because I mean, yeah, Shadow Ball does a lot. What am I saying? Shadow Ball does a lot, although Crunch would do a lot to Drifblim as well. But either way, we do go ahead and take this Shadow Ball. Because we resisted, we're going to be able to take it. And then we finish off his Alolan Marowak with Girafarig and have a Thunderbolt ready to go. Although Thunderbolt won't be doing much, we also have 2 shields saved up. So feeling pretty good about my position just because of those shields. If I didn't have both shields, I don't think we would have pulled this one off, but I'm going to go ahead and shield this crunch. Could have taken it, but not by much, so I'm going to go ahead and go straight for a Shadow Ball because I don't have to worry about any shields. Might as well just get the damage off. As you can see, we do a lot of damage, and because we have another shield left, we are able to block this. So I'm going to go ahead and shield it right up, and then we're just going to finish off Steelix with Drifblim. So we do go ahead and take this game. So another really good game. So we jump into another one. This game was really glitchy. So I'm gonna lead with Empoleon. He leads with Haunter. So we're doing a lot of damage to him. He's also doing a lot to us. He switches out, and now he switches into something, but I don't know what came in. I have no idea because, as you can see, I'm not seeing anything on the screen. So now I know it's a Poliwrath, but I didn't know it was a Poliwrath, so I had no idea what to expect. He said, like, after this match, he said he had no problem. He saw everything. But now I bring in my Pokemon, and I know it's a Girafarig, but I don't know what's going on. I guess I knocked out Poliwrath, and then he knocked me out. I have no idea what's going on, guys. I bring in my I don't know. I don't even know what's going on. It is, what was it? That was Empoleon that got off the Blizzard. So, yeah, just clicking on it. I think my Alolan Marowak's in right now, but I don't know what Pokemon he has. So now I know it's a Steelix. And we're going to, I think I just like forget using shields. I just allow him to like knock me out because I'm like, just knock me out, dude. So he does knock me out. I don't even bother using the shields. And I was gonna cut that video from this or cut that battle from this video, but I decided, you know what, why not? Let's include it. Pretty interesting. That's happened to me occasionally. Let me know if it's happened to you in the comments down below. But either way, he begins with Drifblim, and I begin with my Poliwrath. So he goes for the Ominous Wind, hoping for a buff. I'm trying to bluff him out with the Power Up Punch, and it works for me. So I'm going to pull the switch into my own Drifblim, and he's going to go ahead and go for his move. So I do go ahead and block this Ominous Wind, and we actually get off an Ominous Wind of our own. So hoping to knock him out, but we take his shield, so that's just fine. He switches into Cresselia, doing a good amount of damage to us. Now I'm going to go ahead and go for the Cresselia, or go for the Shadow Ball against Cresselia, and it does a lot of damage, but because of how bulky Cresselia is, Cresselia could take it. So, you know, we're going to block the Future Sight and then finish him off, and now we have a Shadow Ball for whatever comes in. So I'm going to click on the Shadow Ball. I know Shadow Ball will do a lot of damage to Poliwrath, and then I'm going to pull the switch into my Girafarig and knock him out with Confusions. Almost have a Thunder ready to go. He does bring in his Drifblim, but I know I could survive it even if it is a Shadow Ball. So we do survive that, and we're going to get off the Thunderbolt, and this is going to knock out that Drifblim. And that is going to be it for this video, guys. I will see you in the next one. Have a good day. Bye.